you. Okay, may I ask you all to settle down? I know we have a very big guest in the house. This feels like our prom. You know, we get biggest outing day today. Now we get the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. I want to tell you all thank you for who I come. I want to tell thank you to we partner them. All the television station in a salon, all the radio station there where they carry this program live. And so for now we not blank camp, but today we not camp. Because of the VIP guest who gets there. As usual, we always start with press conference on time. And today, I'm really proud to say the reason we for even waste time and because we get VIP. Say, you know, the VIP arrived, but the madam arrived right on time. And it shows say, the new salon we get. Will they change the game completely? Will they change the narrative completely? So, I know say some station in the wait for starts for carry exactly on the time. I just want to go through the quick house rules. As you know, only the people that we supposed for team up now are they supposed for team up. All my outside doing are they supposed for day. Please find the seats. We get some of the protocol people in there, and we get sign language people in there for tell them thank you for where they can come and they cover we. If you telephone they on, I want to ask everybody now for double check. Please turn off your telephones. Please, when I make we turn off with telephone. If you telephone they off, please turn off your telephone or put it on silence so that when we start, we're not going to get any reaction, any interference from anybody at all. Una waiting in the room, I will take this opportunity to tell una back, say if you want to ask question, if you use AfriCell, you can text 876 free and send your question. You can also use the barcode reading on the invites and use that barcode reading at the screen right now. You use that barcode, free platform, you can send as many questions, we will answer your questions. And that platform they will primarily use for answer questions. We get for open up and give you the microphone. Who give you the microphone? I just want to remind you again of the rules. The speech people in Aya are the one holding the panel. You na question you can ask. So you team up, you ask the question direct. No one's let you turn the superstar. We get enough star power now in high power panel now. So man, I can like for remind them of that. Okay? So without further ado, I think we're right on time. Welcome to the Ministry of Information and Civic Education with weekly press and civic engagement. We come to you every week on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Today, at the biggest press conference we'll ever get. We'll probably, because we get, I can like for say the biggest draw as alone, the biggest star we get, and somebody very special to me personally and to lots of people in this country we decide for Grace Week. With the present, we can talk substance. There are plenty important things we can share and update them. And we gladly also say we're joined by two of my colleagues in our cabinet, distinguished ministers. The Minister for Social Welfare, when I second term this week in our panel, Madam Melrose Kamiti, and we get also the Minister for Gender, when a Dr. Aisata Mahoy in Sevilla. We get an activist every week. We always get somebody we not be part of government. They can share a different perspective on the topic we discuss. And today we get my former colleague, feminist activist Nikki Spencer Coker Esquire. They don't correct me, but I'm going to add the Esquire, a distinguished lawyer within the work on the issues and we can talk. Now, first we can normally do now updates on the news across the country, so I'll take a few minutes and just give now updates on government news. So later we can answer question and answer, and I know so I can also ask questions about anything in the name and chain of I'm the Minister for Information and Civic Education for the Republic of Salon. Updates. His Excellency President Julius Malabio yesterday received the Millennium Challenge Corporation MCC scorecard from the US Ambassador to Salon, Brian David Hunt. And he said that he always good for get an independent international assessment of the government. Ambassador Hunt said he's very pleased for let the President know say that in the 2023 MCC scorecard, drum rolls please, Salon did very well. Control of corruption and democratic rights, we have good news for the government, and he adds say Salon passed 10 of the 20 indicators there. So Salon don't pass again with MCC scorecard, and we believe now say come December, Salon will be eligible again for the MCC scorecard. So if you're not Salon passing, any salary day, we don't talk plenty about MCC. We don't look at the numbers, they don't create, we country on the important thing then, we country don't do very, very well. So we're very pleased and we're very proud of His Excellency in leadership we will achieve that. Last Friday, His Excellency be received Dr. Aissatou Touré, the former Vice President of the Gambia and the envoy on Uniting to Combat Tropical Diseases, and he been deal with the Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Demby, for talk about neglected tropical disease then. Dr. Touré talk says Salon, Tanzania and Senegal, they don't pick them for strong partnership for help, for beats them bad sick care, and for make other meaningful health intervention. He say he get hope for Salon for soon for join the 21 African countries that will sign the Kigali Declaration. President Bio also meets with female ministers and deputy ministers of government for your leaders to lead as well as for getting your inputs on the various gender-sensitive leadership strategies. When I go say President Bio, a champion for advanced gender equality and women's rights, and the people that we champion, that they were responsible right now, of course, the day on the panel today. And the President will continue for lead by example on that issue day. Well, big news, now all busy. Her Excellency, the First Lady of Salon, Dr. Fatima Mada Jabibio, and put the full name here. You don't pay for the Jabis over, okay. Attend the Zero Waste Summit in Turkey, with global leaders and ambassadors of environment and waste management, and together for discuss current efforts then for achieve zero waste. Her Excellency be expressed in commitment for environmental sustainability and in efforts then for promote global zero waste movement. And I know they go too much into this news because I can't ask him for let's talk more about that in trip day way he gets. Minister for Foreign Affairs Timothy Kabano arrived in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, for attend the Ministerial Conference of Arab African Foreign Ministers, where it take place tomorrow in Saudi Arabia. We did a signed memorandum of understanding with in Saudi Arabia counterparts then on political consultations and a general cooperation agreement. Some of you also know His Excellency Leone way for good as well. And news there away now about the Minister of Information and Civic Education on Asabian, named Chair Noman. He don't return home from a 3-day official visit. We go to Istanbul, Turkey, we go participate in this year's Feminist Network for Gender Transformative Education. One of the highlights of that in Turkey visiting at this press conference, because that day me and Madam meet, we discussed this press conference, we agree say this week it will happen. So one of the big things in that day we achieve. But obviously talk about President Bio's commitment to gender equality and ask them for continue to invest in people that President Bio don't do that anymore. 2 more items. The Minister for Environment and Climate Change, Mr. Jiwo Emmanuel Abdullahi, and the technical team they participate in the ongoing 77th meeting of the Standing Committee on the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora at Geneva, Switzerland. And then the Chief Minister, Dr. David Moyni Nasenge, last Friday officially launched the Africa Peer Review Mechanism with the target review report on constitutional changes of government in Salone, saying that then changes here in the stop socio-economic developments. One big news we happen today, we will all go on notice, now that 52 members of the All People's Congress Party will be contest and win the last election. They finally take an oath and don't fully constitutes Salone 6th Parliament. We are part of the agreement with the government of Salone, been signed with the All People's Congress in a communique following the dialogue and mediation efforts with international partner in the lead. It will also be noticed say the Chief Minister visits the ABC headquarters. So we gladly for reports to the people in Salone all over that the government is now fully constituted. Last week we talked saying all mayors, all chair people, they don't take their seats. Now all parliamentarians they as well don't go take their oaths today. So the business of Salone they continue, and we're glad for that. That's now all the news we can tell you from. Okay. Ona, thank you. Ona, go notice I'm very excited. So I will straight to we conversation today. I know say by protocol. And the Mami na for talk class. But because me na in border, we beat the protocol, we turn over. And because I don't say na the all one informal. So I want to start with them straight and give the opportunity for them to talk to the people there. Well, it will give you the privilege for use this platform for talk to you all. When I all know say I just talk say go talking. But one of the big things in way this press conference they about now in efforts then where you don't make for champion the rights, the welfare, the well-being of survivors of sexual violence. In passion, in commitment, and the gains that we don't get, not just in Salone, but at the United Nations. For the first time, a First Lady proposed an international instrument at the UN General Assembly, and it passed. And now, because of the efforts, we get a global UN Day, where in now, for the first time, the UN don't say, let a big celebration be in Salone. Other leaders from around the world, they come, join them, and we, the people of Salone, we mark this day. As a feminist man, as somebody who work with plenty of them, and also passionate about this cause, and I for use this opportunity for again tell you thank you, Your Excellency, for your leadership on this issue, for your support to me personally, as well to the ministry, and for where you support for push girl picking and woman in business go before. So I want to give you the platform for let first you talk about why this issue is so important to you. It's a we all man will say they do hands of our girls, but I want to go underneath small. Why is so important to you when you take on this issue? And then we will talk about the work we don't do internationally for push this issue go before.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, I'm so happy for this afternoon. And Cheno not give the full story because he bribed me for making go come na to. Na my name rating and the counter. I don't know if I don't. Yeah, okay, so I don't deliver. But which is, I mean, for very serious reason why we're there. One, I want to say thank you to everybody in this country. Because the work they do, if the people they not appreciate what they do, then unfortunately that work they not will be, will get any meaning. We are start the Hands of Our Girls campaign. And it starts as a small ideology just because I was so emotional about a situation. We cannot say I need to go underneath this whole thing. You know me, my name is Controversy. And I don't want to come at the first press conference and come out now leaving a lot of controversy also. But when my husband been there in opposition, there was an incident where it happened, where a girl being accused, a sitting minister then, say a rapper, we come to run for school fees or something to do with fees. And then a lady called Hannah, also the rapper, kill her, dump on the beach. And I see the kind outcry we happen in this country, and I was traumatized and I was very angry. But unfortunately, I don't get any power to do anything. But I pray, say God will give me an opportunity. And when Malavio now happened to be the president in 2018, I said to her, what thing happened that last dispensation will not happen in your own presidency. I said, as long as I did, then say everybody where you employ now, I am watching them. Because people don't forget a position and abuse that position just because you get a position. So that's the beginning of the Hands of Our Girls. And then I begin for your horrible stories. I begin for your terrible things then about rape. Rape na this district, rape na that district. Picking when they die, then they kill picking them out of rape. And I say, for God for bless you, for make you a first lady of a whole nation, it's for a reason. If God not feels say I need for serve the people of Sierra Leone, enough for make me a first lady. So I said I have to risk it all. I therefore use my voice. I therefore do whatever it takes for let people understand say we have problem in this country and make people necessarily be the one we ready for fix this problem here. And that's so Hands of Our Girls born. And today we not only don't change the narrative in Sierra Leone, but we don't go beyond Sierra Leone, and now we're changing policies, we're changing the way people see women around the world, and we're making sure that the United Nations will push them for letting them make women them and picking them business priority, and let them stop lip service on their matters and they. So not to me for validate my position or whether I've served you people right, but one thing I can say, if the Sierra Leoneans do not accept the Hands of Our Girls, the Hands of Our Girls will not be in the middle of the United Nations today. And because of UNA and make the Hands of Our Girls is successful. So I want for just start the premises on that. Now let me talk about November 18. I want for pay homage and respect to the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, the Minister of Social Welfare, of course Nikki Spencer and Chenova, we don't work before now, and the Minister of Social Welfare, I don't work with her before now, And the new Minister of Gender, who is a superstar, the short time we don't care, they don't show say yes. For take a position is one thing, but for believe in changing people's life is another thing. And her focus is 100% how it will help in changing the narrative and make women they're not only stronger, but safer. So for now, I get the strongest pillar. Right in front of me, I have His Excellency the President, my dearest husband. And on his side, on my right, I get the Minister of Gender. On my left, I get the Minister of Social Welfare. And I feel safe because behind me, I get Chernobyl who make sure that the message reach to the people. So I make today a bullion and using platform for talk to Sierra Leoneans. Last year, November 7, I won at the United Nations. For the very first time in the history of the United Nations, a First Lady addressed the General Assembly. Come on. Well, it's not only the First Lady, but of African First Lady from an African country and a small African country where everybody, we talk about Sierra Leone, they begin to talk about Ebola, corruption, chopping hands and war, we don't pass long time. That is not a part of our life anymore. But then I get the opportunity for Tina before the United Nations and ask them for give me a day where we go commemorate rape victim. I know say people would think say this is crazy because you don't celebrate rape. But in the last 5 years I realized rape victims then they get justice. But even after the justice, they're not healed. We fight for them. We will make sure say they get the justice. The people that we rape them were sent to prison. But then your life no will ever be the same again. So this day, November 18, now for how we, when I say we, Sierra Leoneans, all of us, how we will look at these people then in a different way. They are victims. We cannot victimize them twice. The people that we do them this, now therefore suffer. Not to the one that they don't rape, they don't, take away a Pekin or young girl in dignity, and then for the rest of his life, he need for suffer for that day. So the November 18 is a day for now we go stand in solidarity with all of these victims. And I want to make ladies' house say, not to girl picking no more than the rape these days. Boy picking is safe than the rape. So boys are also victims in this country right now. And I say this because it's the fact, it's on my table. I know the boys, the way they don't rape. I know how many boy picking and they don't destroy their lives. And as Sierra Leone here, you would think that this kind of thing not happen in our country, but it's happening. So November 18, I follow we all go able to stand with them people here and say you are not alone in this. We will stand with you, we'll help you heal, we'll pray with you, we'll support you, and for make let themselves know say they are part of this nation. They are not being abandoned, and because they don't get justice, we just left them. And in other cases also, I want to find another way for help them. Who that need for go back to university, the foundation will pay for them university fees, for let them go back to school. The one that we want to do vocational studies, the foundation will pay for them, for let them go. Who that they need a startup capital for make them go start up their life. Again, my foundation ready for help them, for make sure that they will start something with their life. It's just the beginning. This is not the first commemoration. And this first commemoration, I get the First Lady of Nigeria, who come there for the very first time, who can support. I get the First Lady of Angola, we also they come, who can support this. And I get one of the biggest gospel singers in the world today, Sinash, where they also come, who can stand with these victims and we all together, with every Sierra Leonean, for say to them, we are with you. But this is only possible because President Bio now the champion for waiting at the do. Now India at the forefront for waiting at the do. And President Bio has been very supportive, not only to me as a wife, but to my ideologies then, because sometimes my ideologies are very crazy. if your man not support you when you do the work what you do, you'll never be successful, because at the end of the day, you get to go back in the house and you meet your man there. If you know like what you do, of course, una no go get peace. But I just say I'm so blessed that President Bio has been the rock that I stand upon, and for let I even get all these leaders then in the world today, what they say, we want to come and be with you, and because he give me that platform and make sure say I not only get the platform but on it and carry it. And with that, I'm very privileged to say when I fly the flag of Sierra Leone, I do it with pride, because the Sierra Leone blood runs in me, and I know say whatever I do out there, I'm representing nothing less than 7.5 million people. So November 18, I just want to call on every Sierra Leonean, whether you are at the venue, whether you're at home, wherever you find yourself, just take a minute and pray for all victims, and pray that the one is safe with in mind they give them say for God touch people picking them, make God heal them, so that we picking them will be set free. Lord picking them able for walk on the street and not afraid. Lord picking them able for feel safe inside their houses, then make family members then come visit. We picking them, let them not abuse them in their houses then. Because most times rape when it happen now your house, now somebody will very close to you. Now in Kindwa. So that prayer now for every one of us. We where they try for help, the one that when they try for do the bad, may God heal everybody. Because if God heal everybody, then we will get a better Sierra Leone. And no one for be the one we will talk on Alex and he just come for country news. But I just want to appreciate you now all. We come. Since Chenobali declare say this is not the biggest session they don't get. But I want to appreciate you now all. I know say Chenobali say make a talk about the zero waste.
I be once I ask you a follow-up question. For you just tell me, since you just come on talking, I've been getting privilege for talk to you behind the scenes, and we'll say as usual, when you go there and sleep in the day, people don't even understand the kind you say the efforts we go for not just champion the work, but for champions alone. Me and Nikki don't partner with you for hosting one of the biggest conferences here in Salon. Again, you bring the entire UN Kaya, but on this zero waste, and also when you go talking, there was some breaking news. Yeah. Use the platform, let's share the breaking news.
Well, I believe they will now all know say a few months back, the UN Secretary General appoints me as one of the 8 eminent people for champion zero waste globally. And we meeting in Istanbul this last week, where the 8 eminent people assembled, and we decide for begin for deliberate on putting the way forward, because now the first time they will give you terms of reference. So in that meeting, the first year, because March 30, in the Zero Waste Day globally, where the United Nations don't put aside. The Turkish First Lady is the chair for our committee, and in Turkey, when I go, we in our meeting, we agree say the first Zero Waste Global Summit should be held in Freetown, Sierra Leone, and which means they, under the leadership of His Excellency, in wife will bring the United Nations to Freetown. So we're looking forward to welcoming the United Nations, because we'll be celebrating the World Zero Waste here in Sierra Leone. And for the very first time also, the First Lady of Turkey will be visiting Sierra Leone for that meeting. So we're looking forward to that. I know they want to talk about that, because I just want to make a little secret closer to the time, but now you don't make a don't pull another. So now they pull another than the while are they inside talking again, the United Nations, right now I'm in the United Nations, the new Darwin. September, where I go at the UN, the UNAIDS don't appoint me for be the champion for adolescent girls. And these appointments, then, they are jobs. So it's not just appointment by mouth, like job. Just like the zero waste, like job. But they will pay me for doing my job. So Sierra Leone, they pay me for being first lady, or the UN, they will pay me for doing my job. But the other exciting opportunity where I get where I travel, now the fact say, the possible the United Nations don't appoint for lead road safety, the accidents the way they happen globally. Jean Todt, go Turkey, the president of Turkey recommended me for work with her. So I meet with her, he presents to me what he want for do wake up road safety, and then he asks if I can be one of the eminent people and also for work with them globally for the we champion a campaign on road safety. Now, John Todt, most of them maybe not sabi unless if you're a football fanatic like me or you're a motor race fanatic like me. Now even they manage Michael Schumacher when Michael Schumacher they do a race, and then he was part of the heads for Formula One. So he don't day that one day, he don't do that one day. He's at the top of in game. But now he don't decide say that one day now for himself. He want for serve humanity, and he want for look at road safety so that we will try to get safe roads, then traffic lights, and make sure say drivers them honor the traffic lights then now every district and every city around the world. So John Todt also don't promise for come to Sierra Leone as soon as possible. In fact, in say one come in February for me we go come start the Sierra Leone side of road safety. So the one the way then bike riders the wiki just cut out, come out now then corner and can't jump before you want to car before you never and say you don't kill person. We will re-educate them for them to understand what it means for drive safely on our roads, because I think it entails a lot of patience also. So these are all opportunities where I get within the United Nations right now. I have 3 jobs at the United Nations and 1 voluntary job, which is this road safety. And I say, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. But it is possible because Una Sierra Leoneans, they will not vote for Madhaviu. Because once Madhaviu is the president, I remain the first lady. So thank you.
So now you don't make the clap. But thank you so much, Your Excellency. I think since a lot of people within our house making like normally una they present the one they una they I can like talk to them directly. We get a national treasure. We don't also become an international icon. All the big institutions here, if your reputation, the quality of the work you do not be get that value, they know they can ask you for take on them platform here. And we take them platform here also waiting for them for no. Now it champion this country for sell the country first. For let people any kaya and resources, but also the issues here. Whether not zero waste, whether not AIDS, whether not health, whether not girls, empowerment, transport, all of the important issues that they are Excellency the champion. I come to the 2 ministers and quickly, and also we will get questions all man I want to talk to Her Excellency. Today, I want to talk to her, I talk to her through me. So he said I take on the platform. But Madam Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs. First thing they don't talk very fine about you already. Myself, I'm glad you wait today for the first time you did at this platform. We all are within civil society together. You're a dedicated person. You don't hear waiting the first thing you don't say. And now your job for that issue that we talk about so passionately and clearly, we're the champion internationally for them to push in salon for advance gender equality in the beginning rights. Tell me small bits about how you take that work the way the Madam Her Excellency they do globally and drive them locally in a salon and the partnership over market.
Okay. I want to tell you please thank you. Her Excellency the First Lady, colleague minister, and gender activists there, Nikki. Share no, I tell you plenty thank you. And if I put the way they listen to me, I want to make we all know say this. Hello? Okay. So first and foremost, the hope for faith for women and girls. For faith for women and girls, right, na salon, they don't say we struggle. You know, if you can follow way back in 1995, one meeting in the Natechi, where they did do the declaration of women's rights. So from that time, this country done the position itself on how for implement a particular declaration day. And that declaration, they don't take center stage, where they promote the rights of women and girls in the world all over. So we country, Salon, we know they try one. Now that means inside 2007, we come up with a law, and I mean the SLPP government at that time as well, we come towards elections, we talk about, we bring the Three Gender Act then, where they talk about the Domestic Violence Act, the Legislation of Customary Marriage Act, and the Demolition of Estates and Divorce Act. So then what the acts then they've been there till 2009. So we've been still a struggle because there are so many gaps in the law where we've been passed as a country. And the effect for women and that becoming rights is still problematic. So the country be positioned properly for make sure say all what we do we support the rights of women and girls. But we all know say inside 2020 there was a policy on the gender equality and women's empowerment policy where His Excellency in government being passed that policy in our parliament. After that, inside 2002, plenty law in the camp where we for pass. One, now the Customary Land Rights Act of 2022. The other one, now the Political Parties Regulation Commission Act, where they be reviewed. Then we get the Public Elections Act of 2022. Then we get also, of course, the much talked about Jury Act of 2022. Then we get the Land Commission Act as well of 2022. So you see, if you match all the laws, then inside 2022, now that's when the parliament will pass. You know what he tell you? There has been the political will. There has been the enabling environments for make way for position women, fight for human rights in this country. Because when you check all their laws all they tell you say the rights of women must be respected. The rights of girls must be protected. You know, women they don't be their own property like land now or customary land setting because of that land law. Now women the owner. And when you get rights for own property like land, you get rights to get even high collateral. Now for get interest alcohol and microfinance loan or any loan from any bank. So it will make them easy for women and for able to participate into inclusion or decision-making processes. Then we watch what's not happening in parliament. Before this government, the last government, we get only 18 women in parliament. Now we get 42. Now cabinet, now 3. Now we get 10 cabinet, 11 deputy ministers. We're not female. They position the country for make people for compete globally. And as a result, they give rise to waiting the first lady, they talk about how impartial now for promote the rights of the girls. The girl child gets rights now in space, now in heart, the space lady, for making able for make sure say all waiting is done for emotionally, everything physically, you ask the first lady, wake up and sleep today, and they tell you say, I Satan. I want to make a change the situation of women and girls in this country. The narrative, now you want for change. And I'm happy for them. If you ask me of how we need to do that locally, the ministry will charge with the responsibility, we have the machinery for make sure say all the law that we don't pass in this country, what just for do with women and girls. You know, now the ministry that way they will the champion. For any law, they monitor the implementation of those laws. And if them law then they will not monitor the implementation and hold everybody accountable, we not go do well. The first lady in green not go be achieved. This country not go be positioned globally, they can't be positioned so. You see, the first lady they under just because of how a man don't lay the foundation, the political will don't lay for make we as a country able for begin for faith and allow everybody for talk about the rights of women. Forget for politics, forget about whose political party you day. When it comes to women and begin business, we all know one. And we all the champion that cause day. And now that's what we do as a minister, Namio ministry. We bring everybody together. We try to go at local community level. We go to any district, the ministry in presence felt today. We do with community engagement them. We engage different civil society organizations. We engage other stakeholders them. In fact, in the next few weeks, now we hear reported how we engage parliament women and even at the local council, that we council them. You will wait for them we get the parliamentarian and parliaments, and that may be glad today when they don't swear in the APC female parliamentarian then. Because the initiative, when the ministry don't develop the strategy now that we all they can work as one, we all they network together, we they build capacity, we they mentor, we they coach. So nobody no will fail. We want to see together how women they deliver, how women they implement policies, how they reach out to the community level. This party business not the inside, but we try to see say anything we could do with Pekin, that Pekin or woman, we all in a forefront for them. The First Lady initiative then, me now one big supporter of the initiative then, and I deal with some political thing in terms of ensuring that the initiative will always be implemented, and I complement them. Just like we work with the Ministry of Social Welfare as well, complementing each other's efforts. We get to strategy then. We get to call the street child strategy. With that strategy then, we also focus on girl picking them. Because when you go to street planet, you go to them market them, you watch at the table, you see picking at the sleep and market table planet. If you're not possible, we get hurt. If you're not possible, you feel sorry for picking, you will cry. The pain will be inside, you know, for it the following days. So with that, we ministry don't develop that particular strategy for make sure see we reach out to every community. We want to try to see how best we for pull picking and commerce and streets with support from the First Lady herself. Now that make inside in November 18 program, the ministry will support and full-fledged. Inside the 16 days of activism, the ministry, they work hand in hand with the office of the First Lady for make we develop strategy then. In fact, we don't begin the engagement, we don't meet, we don't discuss, and this time we get football who we use for spread message against sexual gender-based violence. When are the device, now the mess, now the menace of the society where we want to end. You just sit down, you wake every day you watch on social media, Papa don't rape in 6-year-old Pekin. Step Papa don't rape in 8-year-old Pekin. Uncle don't rape Pekin. 13 years of age Pekin, the case in America right now, you know, in Step Papa and Belen. Then kind of story in a day, you know we left for them and they repeat themselves. And when you look as a country, we don't try, it's not that we not try, but not that to make the law the Sexual Offense Act of 2019, when they can tranga one for make, we know anybody will commit acts against them people and they go against speaking, especially when they're underage, the law they try. They will face the full consequence of the law. All that when they happen under the reign of His Excellency the President. We get a one-stop center that will be operating in the country for sexual gender-based violence victims. However, we challenged. Even though we challenged, we still push, we still walk hand in hand. Anytime we sit down, now they discussion they day. The one-stop centers, the challenge where they did. If we can get all the way from what they do for the rape or the sexually abuser, for county town to the nearest service, to the nearest center where there's medical services from, it's too risky for the Pekin. And most time the Pekin, they move them on one motorbike with the person when the perpetrator will commit the crime. So the risk will involve. The vulnerability of girl Pekin, the distance when they travel when they don't abuse them, they also risky. Now that make we talk to all now with the listing. When they abuse speaking at any community, make sure they report to the correct authority. We get the 116 toll-free line. where na that line there, na him with a try for make everybody get access to the service system. So all that one in a part of what we try for do for make, we what we do, able for all water and also support the first lady initiative of arms of our guards. Because when you rape became, or a sexually abused became, you lost the evidence, most of the time they push the case come out in a court because evidence not there for support. You know how accident we may be, so the perpetrator they go scot-free. We know what's standing for the happy. Madam First Lady, so the best push over for push this term, if you ask me, now that we want to see how best, how quick, how swiftly do they respond, so that they make services then closer to the victim then, so that if you the work where you work so, the first way you first, you will see the pain and it will impact many people in their lives then. I tell you, thank you.
See, we cap the one that is first conference here. Says you don't do, Madam First Lady. We're an activist. We're passionate about the subject. We feel the passion. I just want to say to us as a lady, I'm just sitting on this stage and looking at that flyer we put. It's not the face of our country. Strong, powerful, dynamic women. President Bio in leadership, you don't usher in this country, amazing women who they lead this country, with the major sector. Just the idea of that, if you think about this country, it's got just 4, 5 years, 10, 15 years ago, maybe a very different panel we get now. But this is progress. The minister talks until one loss. With parliament, the last parliament, 18 women. In this parliament, these are the messages you make in talk all time. We more than double them. We get 42. Change is here in Salone. Whether people acknowledge her or not, numbers not a lie. The number very clear. We more than double the number of women in our parliament. President Bio more than double the number of appointed women to senior positions. He achieved that 3%. We'll be sick forget. At the Acquisition cabinet and the watch around the table. Women, young, dynamic, competent Sierra Leonean women will run this country. So I want to tell you plenty thank you. Before we end with Madam Minister Melrose coming here, I want to come to civil society quick and turn to my former colleague, Nikki Spencer Cook. Full disclosure, I've been very purposeful, so I need to declare that Association Day. But I think Uda Sabi Nikki knows say Nikki an activist. We don't care about any issue we just to talk about, irrespective of which position you don't do. And I'm not saying one person too we don't support our excellency initiatives here for advance particularly girl picking their rights in this country. I want to just talk quickly about the role with civil society and activists there for play. For advanced issue here, where we talk about, where the Mami they talk about, where the minister just talk about for push girl picking their rights.
To my former colleague and the Minister of Information, thank you, Madam First Lady, the Ministers of Gender and Social Welfare. I feel kind of like city weights on my shoulders very heavy right now because Nani's supposed to represent civil society, but it's a very opportune moment for me to get this conversation. You talk about the role of civil society, and the Minister of Gender talked about the gender laws as we know them from 2007, and of course in the fight for the liberation of girls and women in Sierra Leone, and women of Sierra Leone, civil society don't play an integral part of that from for decades before. So each step of the way, waiting at the important thing we can change when you see change in society and the political will. And that's the current moment in which we're in right now, from the amendment of the Sexual Offences Act to the passage of the Empowerment Act to the first hands of our girls. The First Lady in campaign for November 18th, or rather the day for November 18th, the full name as we know it is World Day for the Prevention of and Healing from Child Sexual Exploitation, Abuse, and Violence. My former colleague go understand what I mean when I say everything. come from civil society at this point is that if everything is everything, and if as Sierra Leoneans, this whole panel up within I right now, led by the First Lady, I know that they're passionate about the protection from exploitation of the children, especially girls in Sierra Leone. And if everything is everything, then wait till me ask the First Lady, with the ministers, we responsible for their bills there, we get for come up and for carry forward the championing of those further legislation in this country will ensure the full protection of exploitation and abuse and sexual violence of girls in particular in Sierra Leone. And now they talk about the amendments, the new Child Rights Act bill. We thankfully this new parliament, they all don't come forward. The Ministry of Gender, and the authors of that bill, inside that bill they get two very important things we are so happy that Mr. Firstly now all are championing for, and you understand, say, when you say everything is everything, you protect children from sexual exploitation and violence. It also means ensuring that they're not exposed to early marriage. First Lady, if you have a quota, we can tell you all the time, as far as I'm concerned, child marriage is rape. I totally and completely agree. That's what it is, right? Inside that same bill, there's a provision for protection of children from FGM. We First Lady agree with that. We all can get different opinions about what happens when you get to the age of 18 and you're dealing with a woman. But as a society, if you cannot agree on the basic protection of your children, then something is wrong. Thankfully, we all agree today, children, girls should be protected at all levels. And everything is everything. Child marriage is violence against girls. Sexual abuse and rape, obviously, violence against girls. FGM, obviously, violence against girls. So we, as civil society, we continue for doing work for support the works of the ministries of Gender and Children's Affairs, Ministry of Social Welfare, and the First Lady's Hands Off Our Girls campaign. Because at the end of the day, what any government needs is an understanding that they get a civil society where they in step with them because you agree on the basics. We're not going for offense. The minister said the other day, say, in or make we disagree agreeably. Right here, there's not even any disagreement. We're all in agreement on the fact that we must protect our girls from violence. So, you know, I was contemplating how much I was going to say when I came here, but I knew at least that I wasn't going to get the First Lady upset because she's in agreement. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. I think there's a value. The other thing me and Her Excellency when they talk about now for change the narrative about Salon. We don't always get to agree on every word, but we can get respectful disagreements. We can disagree without being disagreeable. You know me say because we think First Lady say you know agree pass you go concern. Or you know, or go after them personally. We can debate issues. Can I make this with press conference? We know a feeling for bringing civil society, including people that we disagree with me. Well, they push me because it's a democracy we get. President Bio want for make Salon be a champion of democracy. And I want to say one more thing before I hand over to Minister Melrose. One of the reasons that we make I get such abiding faith and respect in His Excellency the President is early on in his tenure, I began an opportunity for engage with President Bio. And I asked him what he want to be known for. He said two things. He said, many people don't remember him, but nothing. He said education and for advanced gender equality. This is my legacy around the world. So not to, like how Our Excellency said, not to lip service for winner Salon, and we will continue for work on the issue today and solve them. Minister Melrose, you be in charge of social welfare. Big time. In fact, I can about you saying that you're responsible for all. We all with social welfare for deal with we. So from your perspective, how you ministry the work for address some of the issue here, how do they work together, how do they coordinate the First Lady leadership, you and your colleague minister for address the issue we just talk about, for protect without beginning, for protect beginning, and particularly this day when we talk about this big day in November, we are Excellency Don champion around the world in Asylum.
Thank you very much, Minister, Excellency, the First Lady, dear sister from the Ministry of Gender, and very own Wiki activist. I really want to start for say a big thank you to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone for giving a dynamic woman way, and I will say this from the bottom of my heart because we don't think at the space the gender agenda they call them for. And for there we get this kind of huge platform, not only in the country, but also it don't transcend into, from the borders of Sierra Leone and the world at large. Not to anything where we the women in Sierra Leone, and I believe say we get formidable women in Sierra Leone. We don't take that lightly at all. And President Bio, he carefully choose. Thank you. President Bio, he carefully choose in words, like how Cherno talks to. And really not to lip service. He don't live to expectation. Because as I say, we will be done in this country, we don't try for lift the bar high on gender equality and women's rights. It is very challenged. And why was it? Why it been challenged? Now because I think that my colleague been talk about the political leadership. The political leadership is very critical for able for advance not only women's issue, but every issue when it affects with life as human beings. Like how Jen say, social welfare, not everything, the welfare of people. We can sometimes zoom in more on the vulnerable because we believe, say, now they're not able to fight for themselves. So we will go all out for make sure, say, they self-enjoy the rights we therefore enjoy in the society. And President Bio not also missing word where he talk about inclusiveness, radical inclusion. That everybody, every Sierra Leonean, it no matter your status, whether you poor, whether you're not disabled, whether you find yourself as a victim of sexual and gender-based violence, you are important in this society and your voice must be heard. And that champion day, we don't exactly see in life they run with. And to be honest, for the compliment where Her Excellency don't compliment a husband, for let us sit down I had so today, they talk whether on increasing the space for women, political participation, decision making, or whether now for project the rights of women, we don't suffer, or even girls, children, we don't suffer as a result of gender and sexual-based violence, rape, and slavery, and all of that. Now, as a result of the fact, say, President Bio, he give importance to this issue, and he went self wrong with him. Look at the legislations we don't pass so far. Look at the landmark decisions of declaring rape as a state of emergency. It's not easy for a country or a president grab even consider that. And where you can reflect, some of we know, Sierra Leone is a chauvinistic state, whether you like it or not, not a male-dominated society. President Bio will not say it openly, but I know what he's going to go through for even increase with number from how many? I mean 3 or so cabinets to now with 10. and the deputy ministers there, 11 or 12, 11. Now big thing down there, and heads them rule for let that happen. The expectations were high, but he chose the path for stand with the world, and because he know the contributions that women are making. You go back, just go back to the basic education and look at the results that are coming out from girls. Check it. Go to the universities. See the kind of strides that women are making. Tremendous strides. So he had all the rights for give women a chance, because what we do, we took, now we all responsible for make the society a place worthy of living. The role of the woman, even in the home, are the first person when they get in contact with the child. So if you don't give that woman opportunity for education and other things, now people will get high maternal mortality in this country, because the pikin they left small, they don't get better. It's not able to take care of itself. How it will take care of baby? Now make with human development index, we always stay down. Thanks to President Bio, we can declare free quality education. And day like today, we all see, and we give us see more. We don't even feel that the effect of what is said of that now. Wait down the line. Let you see how that one day they position the country very, very well. So if I want to come more for talk about this issue of November 18, Her Excellency the First Lady, it starts small. And so for our girls, people that they watch and they don't know whose side they go. She was going places. We didn't see it. But they like today, look the benefits when this don't bring cancer with. And when you see so, this rape and sexual abuse and what you say, it endemic in the society. But the voice we don't come out, the voice, the silence where Her Excellency don't make it break by this, we don't begin to see the effect. First day where they walk down in this country in the UN, don't they clean and no one open me radio, because you are hearing all kind of horrible news about how old the people they don't rape this. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? But then like today, it will minimize, because what you do, the biggest platform for no less a person than the First Lady. Look at her handiwork. Look at, I don't know how many of you have visited the Wilberforce Hospital, where the First Lady is the champion. You need to, you want to journalist them, not for what is have talked about for the talk. We must see some of them things and the owner project them, so that we will change the minds of people for say we need to support people who are coming. She's here today, but in like how they take in power, she will go someday. Somebody else needs to forget the story, and from owner you will come out. Look what they happen at Wilberforce. Wilberforce Hospital 34 has been completely transformed. If you go yonder, right now, then they put a one-stop shop center where the sister will talk about, when everything on rape will happen there. And like we saw, we applaud that effort there, because like I say, the most vulnerable in society, and they deal with all sorts. Trafficking. Right now, as you don't know, as they enter this hall, then they call me for picking them when they don't traffic, go Mali. They don't come with 8 force and treat them. Now, they don't come with additional 3 today, then they wait for me now official. Ages between 3 to 15. They don't care they go married. They say they go married. Which married handy? And they all have the same surname. But that one day you will go into that later, because what do you mean no? For deal with sexual and gender-based violence, for deal with all the menaces they are in society, we need 1, prevention, the 3 P's. We need protection, and we need prosecution. So now that the law and the law enforcement therefore come to play. And I believe, say, most people, you can hear it and they talk now, say, that in Fatima and Pikin will not go there. That now because of the advocacy, the platform, and the laws then, where the gender minister and we all, they join hands for make sure, say, people that know, say, there's law in this country, and no matter who that now you, when you offend the law they deal with you big time, and then they now will follow. So to me, I don't work with Her Excellency the First Lady. Even now, we try for get them for them to take the other big platform on trafficking, because trafficking are part of the hands of our guards. It not be done pay too much attention there, because if you really want to subdue the rape, but trafficking itself, it gets rape. In fact, now in the drive. So therefore, Her Excellency the First Lady, they also take that big platform for able for support learning. Who don't know that this country say, then one day when crippled and then disabled people, they are being molested, left, right, and center. Then one day they suffer, past even the other people. Then they rape them, then they get picking them where they don't even sabi that from. It's a pathetic situation. Now it makes to me this whole advocacy around this issue, it dear to my heart, and I'm ready for support my colleague Naya and the First Lady for them to advance this, and then we make sure say November 18 we continue for crying out loud, so that the last person in the village will able to hear, and they will able for come and support, so that we will bring this menace to an end in our country.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Madam Minister. Again, a lot of passion, a lot of substance. The other thing I want to point out, normally I can like to point out, I can call them blue skies. The narrative often is that powerful women and they support each other. Not just so they can say, we just hear some of the most powerful women in our country. And they all talk about how they're comfortable for support each other under the leadership of Her Excellency in the peace way they sent. And as he said, Minister Melrose, even Sky forgive Her Excellency one more job. I want to ask if you will pay him. See, but I'm not saying you always care about trafficking as well as an issue. We said go Senegal with my colleague last week, a few weeks ago, Your Excellency, as we meet about 25 young salon ladies. We take from here, from Newton, then Kenengo, then smuggle them by road, and take fake pass ID card for them, ECOWAS ID. As they reach the enforcement, then take the ID card from them, then begin selling them to man them, for them to go sleep. They were between the ages of 13 and 17, one of them will be 18. Over 20 of them will be them. Then we go home, somebody go reports. If you keep in fact they balance their own, then go report and get go to embassy. They will go embassy and see that. Today the IOM chief Nasalon come in our office just before this meeting, and we talk a lot about this issue of smuggling and trafficking. But before I come to, I want to read through the first set of questions. Now at the same follow I ask questions, so then I'll come and I'll say Her Excellency why I respond to some of the things they will don't talk. But as soon as I know, we get a platform where we take people who they send online, so I go through them maybe first, and then we open up to now. First, somebody just say something, say, what a remarkable panel, amazing to see all women in such positions of power. Your Excellency, what strides have you made in this direction? How has Sierra Leone's leadership influenced the UN's approach to this issue and the global community's response? Somebody from University of Sheffield, they asked, we tell all my following online, thank you. They say, in the context of international advocacy, what role does Sierra Leone play in promoting the healing and recovery of survivors? And then there were two other questions that we not necessarily get to do with the topic, but I can also say we can ask all questions, so we'll answer the later, but I'll ask them one thing. Somebody said, witness a in position in the ongoing situation between Palestine and Israel. I responded to this question yesterday. Is the president concerned, and will he also call for a ceasefire? In fact, there was a newspaper headline last week after I responded to this question, so I will answer again. The other person say, this is not a question. Good afternoon, Madam First Lady. We appreciate and respect your time and effort you're investing in making sure the young girls in our society are protected, while you serve as a shining example, not just for girls and women. However, I'm sure you may not be aware of a criminal enterprise known as QNet, who not only scams young men and women with a promise to send them overseas to the US, Canada, and Europe. I guess we're on the same theme of trafficking. And then somebody else say, why can't the government increase teachers' salary? Because they are the ringleaders of education. But they are not pleased with the government of Sierra Leone because they are really suffering in terms of living standards in the country. Again, once that question, you can ask, we are the government, and we go respond to them. But before me say anything, I want the chance to Her Excellency firstly you also respond to what he done so far, and then initial question when it comes to the room in a few minutes. Yeah.
Hello. The person where they ask about within a Sierra Leonean role on the advocacy platform, I believe the Sierra Leonean role in your help will be able to get a world day, because we champion this. We not only go to the United Nations, but we reach out to every country humanly possible. This is one of the resolutions where you get Saudi Arabia co-sponsor, you get UAE co-sponsor, you get the Vatican, you get Islamic Relief, you get America, you get the United Kingdom, you get the whole of the European Union, and Africa, all the African countries, then they all co-sponsor this event, this resolution. When you say co-sponsor, that it means that the country, then they in agreement with you, your country. So for me, I will go there, Mrs. And I not only as a Muslim woman, I not use the Islamic world and say because I'm a Muslim, make her go to the Islamic world and ask for their support. I went first to the Vatican and asked for their support. So when I get the Pope in blessing, I went to Islamic Relief, because it's like I go first to this other religion where I respect, where I care for, because the man we need love is a Catholic Christian. So I thought, okay, let me use this platform, use my husband's platform, and then use my own platform. So I use the Catholic platform and get the Catholic, the Vatican for support this, and then I then go to Islamic Relief and get them for support. And so it was easy. When you go now to the UN for doing your presentation, you don't put, there's no religious thing there anymore, because you know who say, well, they support her because she's a Muslim, and the Muslim, they no more support in resolution. No, I was too smart not to allow that thing for happen. And the fact say against America, Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, the whole of the European Union also supports this. And then you now go to the Middle East, you get all of the Arab states decide for support them. And on the day, right inside the United Nations Day, just as I'm about to do my presentation, now Russia, because you get a deadline for put your name on a resolution. And Russia will be the last country we come on board and say their name for day, not that resolution day, because they want to be part of that resolution. It shows say the world is listening. It shows that the world understands your problem, and the world also, with everything where they go on in the world, you get good people there. And where good people sit, they do the right thing. So on that day, there was a lot of good people. 158 countries all said yes on an African woman's resolution, first ever First Lady. Now, this one about the question about Palestine and Israel, I don't speak on behalf of His Excellency the President. You know, but I get my own opinion as a human being. Killing in any form is wrong. For me, I feel say no amount of bomb will solve a problem. No amount of terrorism will solve a problem. I just believe say these are two countries then we will find a way and live together so that we all get peace in this world. Peace is easy to cherish than war. War they only cause pain, and peace, I believe anybody we been there in Sierra Leone during the war, you don't understand the value of peace. So my own advocacy will be, why not try peace and see if that works? Because war definitely not a solved problem. I remember the teacher in salary. That one day I will pass on the message to His Excellency when he come back and say the teacher they not happy, Now for look into that matter, which one are the other one? Okay, yes. So I don't answer that one then.
I think I can open up now for questions, or I want for just add to it Her Excellency saying on Israel Palestine, as I say, Salon don't always be for peace. We don't always support this two-state solution. In fact, as the Madam just talked, we also vote for the UN resolution we call for a ceasefire or a humanitarian pause. And we, as a state, in our position, we don't be very consistent on that. On the question of teacher and salary, there's good news coming with this new budget. The government will already commit for increased teacher and salary over a period of time, and that increase they continue, and I will see the Minister of Finance, they honor that pledge in the new budget will come as well. I think the Leone Parliament at the end of this week. So those are two additional points that I just want to add. So now, hands up. We go through the first rounds and we do them quickly. So of course, I'll start with the woman. You go to number 1. The gentleman go to number 2. You go to number 3. The man with the informed here, number 4. And you go to number 5. Quickly, your name and your question. There you go.
Hello, good day. I'm David Solomon. Her Excellency, this question is to you. How do they envision the international community coming together for addressing issues on November 18 and beyond? And when is the key message and always want to convey to the global community about this?
Okay. All right, thank you for that. So how are you? I don't get the first part of
Sorry, the first part of the question. Go on. Yeah, use that one.
Okay, hello again, David Solomon. So I'm going to ask how Her Excellency the envision the international community coming together for addressing issues on November 18 and beyond, and waiting at the key message and what we want to convey to the global community about this issue.
Okay, thank you.
Woman.
From AYD. Firstly, close to 5 years since.
It's okay, it's fine. Go on.
Okay.
Use it. Just go on, please. Go on.
Panya from AYD. Madam, firstly, close to 5 years since we launched the Answer for Gas campaign. Generally, I want to know from that date to now, like how many cases then you don't prosecute. You also make mention about integration. I want to know how you get for use then case we prosecute as a test case from November 18, and how many victims then you don't reintegrate so far. Thank you.
Number 3. Just use that name.
Well, Leone now Mohammed Awad I write for Daily Scope newspaper. Well, I have to ask this question to the Minister of Social Welfare and also the First Lady. Of course, Pikinem we know the area, we know the talk. And the people really interpret for them. We don't see much. No, they didn't do much for them. Waiting now on a line of action for CC, Pikine we know the talk, Pikine we know the AE, and the one they really interpret for ensure say they are also included into every other project we for better.
Thank you. Number 4.
My question goes to Minister of Gender. There are a lot of children on the streets begging. If you are not aware of it, if you are aware of it, what have you done to remedy this situation? Or if you are not aware of it, what thing you would do for this years, this needs to.
Okay, thank you. Number 5.
I'm a member of the worship paper. My Excellency, we don't get a lot of women of integrity in this country, but this is the first time we're going to get the first lady who brings creativity to make the world inside. May I ask you a question several may ask? Is it because you get a passion for journalism, later on to the world of cinematography, then later on you become so open, or is it a hope-oriented something that you become a model of the world?
So Mika just repeats the question then, and then we'll allow the Bamin to answer them quickly. Hopefully we'll get one more chance for answer. How international community then are you bring them together with the key message for the day? 5 years since Hands of Our Girls. I think this man they asked for metrics. Say if you prosecute and this, that, I know you go answer that. What do they do for people with disability and the one that really supports them? What you don't do for picking the winning athletes? Somebody in question. And then the gentleman, the last man in question, he say, Usain is your passion and excellence. Usain, come on.
Okay, make us start with my lady. They, when you bring global leaders them together, you not for expect anything because their presence alone makes a difference. Because their presence don't tell me say they stand in solidarity not only with me but the victims then. And the reason why we do this, not just to celebrate, or they commemorate. It's a horrible situation when you talk about rape victims. We're just standing in solidarity with them. We want to make them know that this day, the United Nations don't give them this day. And the day this way they get, if you want to scream, scream. If you want to talk, talk. You want to pray, pray. But we will do it with you, we will stand by you, and together we do it. And so you don't feel like say you are left alone for let you deal with your problems then. Most of these victims then they get justice. But at the end of the day, they don't heal. Because every day when you wake up, that incident will happen to you. You won't understand until you're a victim. You don't forget these things. You find a way to move on. Another opportunity there to try for give to victims then today, on this day, for say, from this day forward, I want to let you know, say you are not alone in this, and I want you to move on. Because you are not a victim and you cannot remain a victim for the rest of your life. So that's an opportunity. The international people that within the camp, just their presence should say they value what we do here in Sierra Leone. So for me, that's more than enough. And what we will do for the victims that we will do on that day, on the day, we will make sure they get the thing that we don't promise them. Because I also want for them to get a startup in their lives then. We will change them and make themselves a part of the society and not feel, say, therefore, leave as victim for the rest of their life. Now, my brother, they asked me about prosecution, and I asked Chernobyl if you're not journalists really, because the office of the First Lady is not a lawyer or a justice system. I don't get involved in the justice system, because now one thing, if I go with case in court, and then that person they win the case. Now you back as journalists go say, now you don't use your position for go get the judge for get justice. What I do is amplify the situation, and campaign, and make people they're waiting there for one for hide, make them not hide them. I'm just an advocate. The police gets the job for arrest perpetrators. They police them, and then for carry the perpetrators to court, and then prosecutes the person and gets justice. So the police, all they need to do is tell Sierra Leone, we've got justice on this case, and that case, not the office of the First Lady. The office of the First Lady, we on job now for break the silence so that people not for be afraid for come forward and say, I am a rape victim. And then if you're a rape victim, we show you what you need to do. We are not the law, and we don't make the law. We know to go court, we know to witness, we know to go court. We don't do that. Now, disability. This one is a question that also, there are things the First Lady can do, there are things that the First Lady cannot do. Now, in terms of disability, it is under the Ministry of Social Welfare. But even the Ministry of Social Welfare, not all issues within this country, they know. And the one we come to the table, then they deal with it. And they deal with it competently. And the minister that sits there, she knows what she's doing. But waiting and they do it done, waiting and they do it done. These are policy issues, and this now something where they say the possible way to get the right answer. We ask the President Malawi, because I am the president of this country. Me, I'm just the First Lady, and my job is to talk for the voiceless. So I'm always with the people, not with the government. I am with the people. So if you want to ask me a question that is with the people. Because me now waiting the people and they say, now they can go to Madabio. Not to waiting Madabio, they say. The people then complain, I take that information. I say, Mr. President, if the detaining and cabinet say all is good, my brother, it is not so. This is what your people are saying. That is my job. It confused me. But let me tell you something. In life, anything where you're not able for, you get to be good at something. And anything where you put yourself forward for do, make sure say you do it with the best of your ability. And at that make, when I choose to be an actress, I make sure say I did that with the best of my ability. And when I feel say it was time for me to quit, I quit knowing full well say what's I had to go now, I will do something better. So I utilize my time, and anything where I feel say not they pay me any dividends or not they help me for change the narrative or change people's lives, I don't get myself involved in those things. I don't do petty things. I don't do gossips. I don't, no. I focus because there is a ball right in front of me and the goalpost is there. I need my ball in that goalpost, and that's all that matters. Until that ball is in that goalpost, I see nothing. So I challenge myself and I make sure I deliver, not for me, but for the people. Thank you.
I'm firstly on the acting side and the film side. I just want to say the ministry now will be in charge of the film industry. And so we're going to work really closely with you for your expertise, for our push that is going for. So this is the opportunity I take advantage. For that I say we're going to consider with you for all the contacts that we get around the world. And that excellent way of cultivate for taking care of people. Normally we can always end exactly at 3:30, but today I just want to announce you can relax. I will give small bunya because I'm there, because people let me go and ask additional questions. But for now, I want the minister respond to a question quickly, and you said get one more question. Then we'll take one more round of questions.
Thank you very much. I think that person will ask the question on the physically impaired children. You have the right to do so because there's more awareness now on those issues, and particularly on people living with disability, because His Excellency the President, it promotes and projects inclusivity and I make it carry the radical inclusion. They too have a right. They have the right to life in the first place. They have the right to education, the right to health, the right to everything where they make mortal man in existence meaningful, then get the right to that. I am making the Ministry of Social Welfare. I mean, just being in office about 3 months ago. These are things I'm running with passionately, and I know they do it alone. Not say there are other players in the space. We partners then both national and international. We also get the civil society. All of them then see up close to their heart. So for the meetings where I don't get, most of them they ask me, what is your vision? And this has been part of my vision. So one thing I don't do as a ministry is for try to see how I will articulate all the thing into a document where will be reader friendly, where we partners then including the donors to see and buy into it. So what will they do? Will they come up with a 5-year strategic plan where will they try for do first and foremost this week? Will they get a consultative conference where will they bring in all the one that we then at this space, including the beneficiaries themselves. For can't tell me where do you want to see the social welfare in the next 5 years. First and foremost, we will lay the basis for let we understand where we are now and also want for go. And we will situate them within the 5 big changes. Because that's not the vision of His Excellency the President, and at that direction they will take. Because we believe, say, every Sierra Leonean gets right to food. I be left food behind. Now I make the feed saloon, the food self-sufficiency. Now something we all Sierra Leoneans that they embrace. The healthcare, the education, human capital development, for them physically impaired people, they get right to education, and then say for able for make meaningful life when they grow up, they need to be cared for. So in this strategic plan, for all those who we're passionate about this, you're free to come and make your position, because this document, what we do, it make sure say everybody participate, because we want people for own now, so that at the end of the day, you know say you voice the day and that you will support me for able to achieve what we collectively don't say we will achieve, for able to support the physically challenged people. And we get them. In fact, today I've been getting meeting with the African Development Bank, and she's as passionate as me, Naya, and the First Lady, and we're all within that space for able to see how we will get people off the streets. They physically challenge, even the picking the one and the top board. So we collectively, we within at this high table, they work together for able to see how to address the issues that are. You and I know that's not an easy thing, but we believe say Una self get to my own role for play, and we go on for call upon Una for come up with the ideas and support me through this journey.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Minister, please quickly.
Okay, I just want to talk on the issue of data. Somebody asked the First Lady, waiting now the prosecution we don't do. I just want to refer you that we work together with other CSOs, and the CSO like Rainbow Initiatives. If you need data, you can contact them. Also the family support unit, and they're in charge, because most of the cases they come through the family support unit. But to be frank, we are challenged with data in this country, and that's make new ministry. We don't discuss with we don't partner them, so we need to do an holistic like a survey kind of to get data on every sector that concerns about the child.
Thank you,
so that's why it's very clear. The ministry would want. Then somebody asked about the child strategy. When I'm in the practice of journalism, that day I not be like where you interview person, you know, because I never don't tell you say. When I was giving my statement, I did say that we get a street child strategy, getting children out of the street. As a ministry, we are aware. We get the strategy. If you come to the office, my booklet, you will get them, and we decide for we put picking them nasty. So we are working on this. As a journalist, pay attention. Thank you.
Excellent answer. Dear journalists, we'll take you now. We'll see more to talk. Okay, we'll take one more round. It's not just for make sure say Oma feel the voice included. One, two people with the outside. Saku, yes. Salmana will ask you here in the mic. You will be number 1. Okay, you will be number 2. You will be number 3. You will be number 4. Okay, so we'll take 4. So we'll take Usai 5 here. Okay, now you will be number 5. So remember the question then. Keep our short shots, and then how we do, I give all the panelists a chance for saying quick response. Then Her Excellency say the final word, and then we close for today. Yes, you start.
Good afternoon. My question will go to the panelists. Madam President, as you are a role model, and everything about you spell out modesty. So what do you do to the girls out there concerning the act of modesty? Because you were the first for me, now we back they go out there and they dress recklessly and they attract the man towards you. So what do you do and other ministers then concerning that?
All right, thank you very much. Questions of modesty and dress code. In our feminists, I have very strong opinions on that. Number 2, you know, we number 2. On this side, yes. Okay, go ahead.
Question direct to Madam President. You made mention that your office got the records on rape cases related to men. Don't you think that it is high time you get a policy, just like as you say, they amplify the voices of rape victims, or make them pass resolutions, laws, and all that? Don't you think it is high time you amplify the voices of rape victims for men? Thereby, rephrase this issue, it is a consensus of our gas, that you rephrase and answer our voice.
Number 3, please, on this side. That's what I want to answer our voice. Okay. Yes, go ahead quickly.
Thank you very much. Shemanga from Expert Times, newspaper magazine. You know, advocacy is about the citizens, and everybody's need to be involved, and for everybody, it will be one-sided. This discussion is for the high table. We know that the ladies have been victimized one way or the other, but again, we still have people out there who are doing commercial sex working. I want to know, in your advocacy, both the ministers, the civil society, and the First Lady, what are you putting in place in making sure that those of our sisters are moved from the street? Because psychologically they are affected.
Okay, thank you so much. Question on commercial sex, yes, number 4.
Yes, sir. Justice.
Please, quiet. Awale Olman, let us continue for keep. Yes, go on.
Justice Leone from Vox Media, and I just get one question for First Lady. In all of this, not one time, 2 times, they come for the public, it's time to justify the clarity to people as to how the office is run and do you spend it. Because most of the times, after everything, we don't see people that castigate you, say, government money. So before the end of the project, we want to ask the question now, so that people will get the clarity already as to whose side performing the commons for that event.
For the November 18th.
Yes. Okay. Is it from government, from the office, or whose side commons?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, thank you. Then number 4, we'll take number 5.
Good afternoon to you. This question is also Dr. Sassamawe. They say that they use football for placing November 18th location.
Okay, then a very straightforward question. So, I'll give this young lady the final question, number 6, and I'll be the last person.
Good afternoon, everyone. This message will go to the First Lady.
Please.
The issue issue about rape in our country has been a serious one, which was delegated before, but thanks to Madam First Lady for her intervention, I want to ask this question. 1. There are times after a case has been booked to law, the victim later undergo stigmatization in their communities. So how do the government help them heal or survive from that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. How will they do this? Because at the last round, and it starts with you, Nikki Spencer Coker. Are you going to hold 2 minutes quickly? So it's your final word, but any one of the questions that you want to comment on, you can say a few words on that. I can't hold the 2 minutes at them, and then I want to give Her Excellency the final word for just wrap us up, and then we go. So 2 minutes each, yes.
Thank you. I actually wanted to make a comment on commercial sex workers. Commercial sex workers in Sierra Leone mostly now an industry of exploitation based on poverty and lack of choices for the mostly children and young women when they get involved. Now with the growing drug epidemic, also the need for feed habits, they cause people in both female and male to become commercial sex workers. But the drive in the past always did with the criminalization of the victims then, when are the commercial sex workers themselves, rather than going after what you can call in slang the Johns, the one way they go and purchase, where they try to get their services. So now I think there's been a great push by CSOs and others, particularly organizations like Advocacy and others, for ensure the criminalization not on the victims then, but on the one them, the man them, the whatever else, where they go and try to get their services. And so you will probably see a bigger push on that front. But again, this phrase where they use everything is everything, that is it, because the foundation for why so many of people get involved in that, not just because they feel for would be commercial sex worker, and because there's a lack of choices, there's poverty, there are other issues. Yes, granted, some grown woman they can decide so that's not the line of work where they have to go into, but the percentage of that, especially in Sierra Leone, relatively small. And finally, then on whether or not we get a point where we forget our hands off our boys campaign. Sierra Leone sexualizes its children at a very young age. So, not new that boys are assaulted or have been raped. If you did in the courts like me, I don't both prosecute and defend cases where the victim involved was a boy. It's not new. It's less known, but it's not new. Waiting, we as this campaign, where they're talking about hands off our girls, hands off our boys, hands off whoever, is now the growing realization about the sexual exploitation, even the kind of language where they use, where they exploit the young, picking them from a sexual age, the exposure to things like pornography and those kinds of things. So, waiting for you. Should we have a hands off our boys campaign? In my opinion, Madam First Lady, no. Because the percentage of the numbers in terms of who is the victim is greater on female. But most definitely, it is something that we will continue to talk about, for bringing awareness that it's not just girls who get victimized, but boys too. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Gender.
So again, just to talk about the women and sex work. Of course, we get a law way dates back 1965, Republic Order Act. There is a law where they criminalize sex work. Where that law they are hate and one of the things that make it really bad. When any time they talk about women and sex work, na then my mind can go. And I feel say that particular aspect of women in sex work, we need forget a whole conversation around them. It's not about talking or asking a particular question on a press conference like this. I think ministry will begin to look into the particular aspect that they as well, because there is a whole trauma or harassment with women then when they become in conflict with the law, whilst then they do their sex work. Where at the end of the day, they accuse or they allege the police they harass them sexually again when they don't catch them. So the police they even take the money when they catch them. Say then the loitering, that law on loitering, we need to look at them. So now whole sort of conversation that one day. So tell me in the next engagement, then we will bring that one into the fore. And then the issue of the answer of our boys. This is why we also look at the male involvement strategy. Men engage. We need to engage people. We need to engage men at this particular time. Not only because now they're mostly not the perpetrator against women and girls, but mostly also because men they don't begin, you know, the first lady when they talk, he begin talk down when they say man themselves don't they involve, boy begin they suffer. So now we engage both genders. So that male involvement strategy, now in we try for look at now and then try for work on them. In fact, the discussion we get is about that. That's what we're going to have immediately after this press conference for see how best we able for use that one day. And somebody talk about the sports for it was not for the 18th November when our Survivors Day. This not for the 16 days of activism where they use female football. But we also get statements from each and every angle. We get statements from male survivors of gender-based violence. We get from female survivors of gender-based violence and other key dignitaries or stakeholders in the community where they share experience as well and talk about them. So we will invite you again, the media, and I think we get one very big football. We're not the first lady how they give up.
I feel saying it's the first lady play, but
not the first lady for pick up the match. That they didn't have both. So now that's what they try to look at on the 26th of November. So yeah, that one day.
Thank you, Minister. So maybe yes, Minister, social welfare, please.
Thank you very much. So here is my own. Rape or violence of any sort is a human rights violation. And because there is human rights violation, there is violation against the states. There is violation against His Excellency the President. There is violation against the First Lady. And there is violation against we all. So what that means is that violation, they will all for raise with voices. We for put with energy for them make sure say it end. Just like how we put to energy for end Ebola, we put to energy for end Corona, and so for put to energy for end rape or any violence of any sort. So commercial sex workers, we need opportunities for them. But also there is this landmark thing going, kicking off in the ministry, in my ministry, social welfare, about positive parenting. This is an area where people don't talk about much, but we need to get a conversation. Parents, we have a role to play. Fathers, I know say I'm also talking to the house. We have a role to play. How many times you get to begin them? How many times you sit down for study them, follow up on their school? So most of the social issues really will get in countries like this. Now from here at the beginning, now the parenting, and so the ministry they try for project learning for engage communities on positive parenting, and I believe say. We moderator now will also double as the Minister of Information. That's a big role for play when it comes to those advocacy, because he also they had a ministry when not only information but civic education, and he also don't do that gender space for a long time. So he get Boku for offer and walk along with all. Now then 2 ministries there and the office of the First Lady for make sure say we all raise a voice against violence against women, and we all try for support. The one that way they go astray, what we call commercial sex workers, then Boku out there. I mean, I received some horrible videos. They have the bleed, and I believe say we have a role to play, and we can collectively play that role. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And now finally, Madam First Lady, Your Excellency, the question then about modesty, hands of our boys, commercial sex workers, funding for your activities and events where they can, and I think also just in general about modesty and things like that. So I want us to address the question in there briefly, then you also now close with a final message to the people. You know the mama of this country, you know the mama to we all, because you know the mother of the nation. But your final message as well to some people.
When I talk to Miguel, he really ask for dress code. You know, this is an issue where they don't bring up to me a lot of time. And only campaign them for hands off our girls, the free sanitary pad, where they visit schools, go to communities. This is an issue where they address, and they say to young girls, picking them, you don't need to expose yourself for attract somebody. When somebody wants you, they will come. And there is a time, I don't say this, sex is free. So in the last 5 minutes or the last 1 hour, there is no need for let you rush. Because on Thursday, they will say you rush, now you the passing. Wait for the right time. When you're not small people, focus on your education. Empower yourself, enlighten yourself, and make yourself a woman of substance. I tell you, when you make yourself a woman of substance, no man play with you. Please, as they ask this question, you just continue for dress the right way. And not dress for attract somebody else. Dress for make yourself happy. You therefore be happy. Yeah? My brother Willie say there are a lot of talk about the hands of our boys. If you do follow all which they do, yes, the slogan say hands off our girls, but I've always also done the advocate on boys them issue. I get a special day where they dedicate to only boys, and from there I learn so much about what we girl begin and self capable of doing in this country, and they're scary. So waiting at the learn from them boys them, and that one day I take now for challenge the girls them and say there's a need for change the ways, because it's a two-way traffic. We know what they say, hands off our girls, and then you go take boy beginning and put her inside your drawers. That's wrong. I know say all that one day they happen. Because boy beginning, they tell me, I get boy beginning, I get sons them, and I get boy beginning in my house. Then they tell me, say, mommy, they pick a week in the fetch for so. Now the same one can come home. When they go 6 o'clock, say they go study, they get different intention. So that one day, we get for collectively. Again, it come back to parenting. Because every parent, when 6 o'clock don't reach, you get for Sabosa, you picking day. You get for know what you begin to do. Let no parents not tire for look after you begin, because if anything go wrong that you begin, that begin they become your own liability. So you get for value. How you go take belly, you born, you begin, you men, and then we reach to the time where you for actually the critical time in life. You say you left unto himself. Make him go do what he fail for do. Then whenever there's a consequences, you have a problem. Now, commercial sex workers. You know, before I be First Lady, really, there's a documentary we do on Sierra Leone. Right now, the United Nations, they use them. Even in South Sudan, they use them for the military and for just see, so that when you go in a country where they war, within the military, they're not supposed to do. It's on Sierra Leone. We get 2 types of commercial sex workers in Sierra Leone. You get the one them when are victims of commercial sex workers, in terms of poverty, in terms of getting somebody that pimps them, and then one day, and they really did at the hard line because they suffer, and then when they did at the streets, then the danger set for them they face from night to daybreak. It can always, sometimes, it can cost them their lives then. So that one day then, now then we want for begin for find a way how for begin for engage them, for say to them, you know, you can also live a better life, because they need to have another option. For let you tell somebody, say left this, you therefore say left this, can't try this. So that option, I believe say myself, government, everybody need for begin for look at an option for them people in the. Now the second type of sexual commercial sex workers, now the one the way you come on at the house, they hold back money, it. Then they go office to office. Because now they go get the monthly money. So then they dedicate one day for a man. So how you save people like that? Because when you come on in your house, prepared. You see them. Learn book. If they speak English for you, you have to go out. It is the honest truth. But they are international prostitutes. And then people in there, now then they live the lifestyle where they make them picking their way then, and then poor communities then, because of greed, they self now want to be this person. Yeah. But they don't know, say this is a bad role model. The job we in they do, now for hang bag every day, they knock office to office, follow this man now 1 o'clock, go in at 2 o'clock. The thing is that you not get meter. So you not get for register. You understand? So that is the problem. So we get certain women then now with community then when are bad role models then. And when they're picking them, they now try to come close to them. They know they get nothing for introduced to them picking them day, but now for tell them say you can make all of this money through sex. So this is where we picking them, they become victims. When they associate themselves with bad role models then, when then they do them. And then they do them with pride. So we also therefore try to make low picking and understand say, not to all women where you see they drive nice motor car, means say that motor car where they drive, it get her the way we're supposed to get her. Or where the woman wear nice clothes or wear nice chain or wear what is it. No. And now we're picking and be content with what them get. Value yourself and be content with what you get. Not say because this other person get her, you say forget her. You don't know how this person get her. Sometimes this person here, they can pass with HIV/AIDS, they pass. Now, what side they introduce you, what side you don't go start. Sometimes a day you don't dare to warrant the start immediately. You end up forgetting HIV/AIDS. You don't get trouble. So these are the two types of sex workers who we get in Sierra Leone. We get the one that we genuinely need another option. Then you get the one that way any option where you give them is not an option, if not to this way that they do. So me not get time for that one day. I would rather focus on the one that we want option and let us go, so you change lives. You cannot change everybody, but the few that you will change them and make them better people. My brother, you're asking about funding. Where's Mr. Funding? You asked about funding. First of all, I'll make some things clear. Sierra Leone, we have benefited so much from the international world. Every travel where I travel, the country where I go, and they pay me hotel, and they will feed me. Until I left there, and then they give me the security where will protect me. They will take me to enter inside the plane, they will turn up, they will stay that plane, they fly. Then they know say they don't do their job. All them people and they know them governments, now they pay them, not to Sierra Leone, they pay them. But then whatever I go, that them country they go achieve for Sierra Leone comes to Sierra Leone, free of charge. The first ladies, the way they can, it's the same thing. They will find their way here, and the government of Sierra Leone will host them. Not only they run the Bank of Sierra Leone, and not only they write check. I don't write check, I don't sign check. But if a first lady comes to Sierra Leone, they sleep in a hotel, the hotel they will send the bill to the office of the president, and me, Fatima, my office is called the Office of the First Lady, and I work directly under His Excellency the President. So which means he has no choice but to honor those bills. Because then people, the way they come, they're not here on holiday. They're here to promote what Sierra Leone stands for. They're here to support. You can imagine somebody fly common in country come. They tell and say, now for buy you water, what you drink. What you come for? Somebody stand in solidarity with you. The least you can do for them is give them accommodation, give them food, and make sure they are safe. And when they leave, they will come back. Or if they don't come back, they will talk good things about your country. They will introduce your country to investors. They will promote your country in terms of tourism. They will promote your country in terms of safety. They will promote your country. So how we sell we country to the people that we sell and so they will buy we. If we say we are cheap, they will treat we as cheap people. But if we tell them, say we are small, but we also have substance, any sign that they will treat you with dignity and not say they are small but mighty. So I am not the one who is paying for them for car. They all get plane. I mean, not get plane. But then all they come with them plane there. In fact, Nigeria, they come with not one plane, but 3 planes in one. So, not only they bring the car, but I want to tell you, say, government of Sierra Leone for feed them and lodge them until they leave. Thank you very much. Finally, since the minister na don't bring me camp, so I now get the opportunity for officially invite every one of them for the November 18th. With celebration, they be in Winners Chapel. Again, I explained from the beginning, say, when I'm born at the UN, I get the Christian who support me, I get the Muslim who support me. So on a Friday, we'll have a Muslim prayer for them. On a Saturday, we will have inter-religious prayer at Winners Chapel. We choose Winners Chapel because they have a bigger space. It will take at least 10,000, they said 10 to 18,000 people, because we want for Mekam very big. And please not say how much for tickets. We're not selling tickets to go there, but it is also strictly by invitation. So since the minister did again, I did now say the minister have 200 tickets for give to every one of you. So you are invited. All you need to do is ask the minister for your tickets, and your ticket will be available for you to go there and have fun with us, and pray with us, and celebrate with us, and stand in solidarity with not only your First Lady, but all the victims. To all Sierra Leoneans, please remember our victims in your prayers, November 18, and let us celebrate. Wherever you are, take 2 minutes of your time and just pray for them and pray for a better Sierra Leone. Chenova, thank you very much. You are my superstar.
Well, on that very high note, I get the distinct honor and privilege for plenty thank you to the panelists there, Madam Nikki Spencer-Coker, Honorable Minister Dr. Fatima, Honorable Minister Madam Melrose Cummington, of course, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Her Excellency Dr. Fatima Madam Jamiu. You don't say that the only one, but I keep an name first. I want to tell you all thank you, all the partners in the region as well who run this. I want to ask everybody for please sit down for 1 second. So we'll escort Her Excellency out, and then we'll go with map for a quick second. Normally we'll take a picture, so we'll do that. Now please remain seated, and then after that, Her Excellency don't go on. Whatever else we get for do, we'll continue for do. But on behalf of the Ministry of Information and Civic Education, I want to tell Her Excellency plenty thank you again for your passion, your clarity, you always talk from your heart. And I wish you well, and I commit the ministry and the people of Salon, when they listen to me, say that event day, we will here, we will support and help for Push Salon before. Assalamu alaikum.
George, also come back.